are listening to the Women to Women podcast. You will hear inspiring teachings each week from Pastor Debbie Orr, founder, leader of Women to Women. The aim of this podcast is to help women to develop and nurture a closer relationship with God. So, whether you've been walking with God for a long time or exploring the faith, there is something enlightening each week for all women. Ladies, you are welcome to join us now as we listen to this week's instalment at Women to Women.
It's great to see you all. It's great to be back at Women to Women this evening. On the screen there, you will see our vision picture. If you haven't received your fridge magnet by now, can I encourage you to seek a member of the team at the end of the night, and they will give you a fridge magnet which has our vision text and motto picture on it. As you will see, Colossians 3 verse 1, our motto text for the year says, therefore, what's it there for? Therefore, if you have been raised up with Christ, keep seeking the things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. We are seeking the things above. We are seeking the higher things. We are seeking Jesus. We are fixing our eyes on Him. As you know, the Lord speaks in many different ways, and the Lord spoke through a prophetic vision this year where He showed me a picture of a mountain. The picture of a mountain, and at the bottom of the mountain was a large group of women that were queuing to get on the mountain and to start their journey up the mountain. You see, the Lord wants to take you higher. He wants to reveal your higher purpose. He wants to give you a fresh perspective, and He wants you to breathe in that fresh mountain air as you reach the summit. Susan's already asked you this evening, but let me ask you again. Do you want to go higher? Do you want to go deeper? Well, you're in the right place. So as I said, there was a large group of women queuing at the bottom of the mountain, and I knew instantly that it was for women to women. Why? Because I was seeking God. In the stillness, I was seeking Him for this ministry, for this new year. And this is what the Lord presented us here. But before the women could start their journey up the mountain, they had to let go of some of the stuff that they had been dragging around with them. Some of the baggage, some of the heavy rucksacks and suitcases and luggage that they've been carrying around with them, filled with the stuff that the Lord is saying, you don't need that. Where I'm taking you, you don't need all that stuff, because all you need is me. He says, I am enough. My grace is sufficient for your every need. I will provide for you. So the Lord was showing us that in order to go higher, we had to let go. That's the title of our series, Let Go to Go Higher. So we looked at our first suitcase a few weeks ago, and what we let go was control. Yeah, who was that for? You don't need to raise your hands. Some of us had to let go of being a control freak. Some of us had to let that go and say, do you know what? I'm going to trust in God. I'm going to let go, and I'm going to trust His ways. I'm going to trust His plans for my life. And then we moved on last week, and we opened up another bag. And what did we take out the bag last week? Oh, it was taxing your seats last week, wasn't it? As we uncovered pride. We talked about the fact that pride can hide there. We don't even know it's there sometimes. But we don't want anything to separate us from the journey in which the Lord has for us. So last week we laid down pride. Well done, everyone. That was tough last week. But I hope you felt lighter this week as you've laid it down at the feet of Jesus. So I'm going to go back to my old days as Officer Debbie. And I'm going to ask some questions again this evening for the purpose of the podcast. We are looking at another suitcase tonight. Is this your bag? Did you pack it yourself? Is there anything within your bag that could be harmful to you or to someone else? Let me ask you, do you have anything to declare this evening? So I'm going to have a wee look inside your bag. Is that okay? Everybody nods away. Okay, we've got something inside the bag tonight, so let's just have a look as we release. Oh, Oh, again, for the purpose of the podcast, everyone just went, oh. As we took out of the suitcase this evening, vengeance. Vengeance we've removed from the suitcase tonight. As I said a couple of weeks ago, these topics are not for the faint-hearted. You see, the Lord wants to heal us. He wants to do some heart surgery within us. He wants us to be able to let go so that we can go higher. So what is vengeance? Well, the dictionary definition of vengeance is this. It is the act of seeking to repay wrongs with personal justice. What does that mean? Someone has wronged you and you want them to pay for it. What are we looking at? We're looking at revenge. We're looking at seeking revenge. Now, you may be hearing this tonight and you may be thinking, well, Debbie, I've been hurt. That person hurt me. They wronged me. They spoke these things over me. They did this to me. And well, actually, they deserve it. I am justified in seeking revenge or seeking vengeance because of what they did. Now, you don't need to raise your hands, but maybe you're here tonight and that's exactly how you feel. If that is how you feel, can I suggest that you are in the right place this evening? I'm sure we've all felt this way at one time or another. But what are we going to do with this suitcase that we have opened up tonight filled with vengeance? Let me share a wee story with you. You see, there's a price for vengeance. In a quiet village, nestled between the mountains, there was a young man named Ryan, and he lived with a heavy heart filled with anger. Years ago, a band of raiders had attacked his home, leaving his father dead and his family in ruin. Though time passed, the fire of vengeance never left his soul. One evening, Ryan heard rumors that the leader of the raiders, a man called Garrick the Wolf, was living in a distant city as a merchant. Fueled by rage, Ryan sharpened his sword and he set out, determined to make Garrick pay for his crimes. The journey was long and it was treacherous, but it was his fury that kept him going. After weeks of searching, he found Garrick, no longer a warrior, but an aging old man running a small shop. Ryan stormed in, blade drawn, and declared his intent. To his surprise, Garrick did not beg, nor did he try to fight back. Instead, he looked at Ryan with old, tired eyes, and he said, "I was once like you, seeking vengeance, thinking that it would bring peace. But every life I took only chained me in deeper misery." Ryan hesitated. He had spent years imagining this very moment, and now standing before the man, he felt the weight of his own hatred crushing him. He saw the cycle, how one act of vengeance led to another and led to another, only ending in pain. And with a deep breath, he put away his sword and he said, "I will not become you." And he walked away, and for the first time in a long time, he felt free. The moral of the story: vengeance does not heal those wounds. Let me tell you, it will only deepen those wounds. True strength is what it's needed to break the cycle, which is why we here at Women to Women are brave enough to open up the bag, to look at it, and then make that decision, that bold decision, that courageous decision to say, enough's enough. It's time to let go. We're breaking the cycle tonight so that we may go higher, so that we may ascend. You see, the problem with vengeance is that it only leads to other raw emotions: bitterness, anger, rage, and distance from God. None of us want to be distant with God, do we? We want that up close and personal relationship with Him. That's why we're here. That's what Women to Women is all about. It's about developing and nurturing a close relationship with God. And we don't want anything to hold us back from that. And well, vengeance and seeking revenge, that's what it'll do. It'll drive a wedge between you and God. Holding on to anger, bitterness, and rage. Let me tell you something. It's only hurting you. It's only hurting your own heart. Now hear me now. I'm not saying that what that person did to you, what they spoke over you, how they reacted to you, what they did to you was okay. But holding on to vengeance and thinking up ways for revenge is only going to hurt you more. God wants you to experience the greater heights that He has for you. He wants to give you that fresh perspective. And well, we're only going to be able to go up that mountain and receive that fresh perspective and experience all that God has for us when we lay down that heavy rucksack filled with vengeance and revenge. Over the years, during my time of pastoring, I've come across two different types of people in this scenario. I've met people who have been deeply wronged, deeply hurt. They've been abused. People have betrayed them. People have spoken horrific things to them. They've gone through incredible traumatic experiences, but they now speak about those experiences with a freedom. You don't hear bitterness or anger or rage because they've let it go. They're walking in freedom. Yes, it happened to them. And yes, they may share it. They may talk about it. They may even give testimony and talk about what happened to them. But you can hear in their voice that they're free. Because at some point they have made a choice, haven't they? They've said no to vengeance. And they've said yes to forgiveness. And you can hear it in them, or I've been able to hear it in them, because the cycle has been broken. Just as we saw with Ryan at the end of that story. But sadly, there's been other people that have pastored over the years that I've encountered, and they too have been deeply wronged. They too have been hurt. They too have been betrayed. They too have had horrible things spoken over them and done to them, but they speak about what happened to them as if it was yesterday. It's still so real. It's still so raw. It's still so current. They speak as if they are a victim. Now again, I'm not diminishing their pain in any way, but this could be someone that had this encounter 20 years ago, and they're speaking about it as fresh as it was yesterday because they're holding on to unforgiveness. And the cycle hasn't been broken. And well, dear one, you're not a victim. Because it tells us in Romans, in the book of Romans 8:37, and I know the Women to Women ladies know this, that we are more than conquerors through Christ who first loved us. You've got a choice. You can remain a victim. You can remain caught up in that cycle, looking for ways to seek revenge, or you can ask the Holy Spirit to help you break the cycle and be set free through the power of forgiveness. You see, there is a difference. So I wonder if there's anyone hearing this tonight and you know the pain. You know this pain. and you know you need to let go. You know you need to surrender. You know that unforgiveness is only causing more pain, more resentment, more bitterness, and you no longer want to be caught up in this cycle. Letting go of vengeance is ultimately about trusting God. That's the answer. I'm not going to wait till we get to the end of the night to tell you the answer. The answer is this. If you want to be led out of vengeance, led out of ways that you've been seeking to seek revenge, the answer is to trust God with His timing, and to trust that He is a God of justice and that He is a God of judgment. You see, it's not our job. The Bible tells us that. Romans 12:19. Vengeance is not for us. It couldn't be clearer. It's not for us. It says, beloved, do not avenge yourselves, but rather give place to wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. What does that mean? Well, we heard in week 1, God is supreme being. He is the one that's in control. He is sovereign over your life. That means that He is the ultimate judge. Believe it or not, but God can respond to our painful experiences and situations in a better way than we could ever respond. Trust me, He can. He can deal with that individual in a better way than you could ever deal with that individual. Because, well, let's be honest with you, right now you're thinking up creative ways to get them back. I know we are. When I see him, when I see her, oh, well, there she's going to get a taste of my medicine. I'm just going to tell them. Right, and right now you're thinking up this in your imagination, all the things that you're going to say when you see them. Come on, it's not just me up here. I know that you've experienced this. The next time they walk past me, I'm just going to put my foot out and they're just going to fall right over. You lie awake at night fantasizing over the things that you're going to say and the things that you're going to do when you get that opportunity, when they're standing there right in front of you. You're going to say this. You're going to do that. You're going to respond in either two ways, and neither of them are healthy. And we know this because we studied the unglued. You're either going to explode, who remembers this, or you're going to stuff it, aren't you? The exploders. You've been sitting alone, fantasizing about what you're going to do when you come across that person that has done you wrong and how you're going to be prepared. And when you see them, you're going to sock it to them. You're going to give it to them. And when you do, you get there, they're standing in front of you, you open your mouth, and it's like verbal diarrhea. It comes running out you. So before that moment, you were full of vengeance, you were full of revenge, you were hurt, you felt betrayed, you were wounded, but now you've opened up and you've exploded, and now you're feeling regret. Now you're feeling foolish. Now you're feeling worse because you exploded in that moment. Do you feel better because your fantasy came true, that you socked it to them? No, because let's be honest, when we've encountered this kind of moment, we've only felt worse after it, haven't we? We've only went home and gone, I feel terrible. I don't feel satisfied, and I don't feel free. Or you're a stuffer. You fantasized about, when I come across them, when I see them for what they did to me, I'm going to have this big conversation with them. And then what happens? You bump into them. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. How are you? Oh, I'm fine. Oh, great. Yeah, oh, have a great day. Oh, great day. See you later. And then you walk away and you're like, why didn't I say something? Why did I even smile at them? Why did I even say to them, have a good day? I don't really want them to have a good day. I hope they fall flat in their face. Because you nurse it. You nurse the pain. You feed it. And bitterness grows inside. You see, neither reaction is a healthy one. Both reactions only lead us down a path where we end up feeling worse. We're fueled by raw emotions, led by raw emotions, and at no point have we surrendered to God the situation and been led down a path of forgiveness. You see, that's the key here, isn't it? What does the writer of Hebrews say in 12:15? It says to see to it that no one falls short of the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. Vengeance, seeking revenge, leads to bitterness, resentment, rage. And well, bitterness is a poison. It's like a weed that takes hold and starts to spread. And well, resentment blocks blessing and the peace that God is offering us. So I wonder if you're here this evening and you've been wronged. I've been wronged. People have said things to me that have been unkind. People have been cruel. People have betrayed me. People have wronged me. So I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be wounded. I know what it feels like to hurt. I know what that despair and sadness feels like. Someone's let you down. They've abandoned you. They've betrayed you. And there's real pain. There's real pain, and I'm not diminishing that pain. I'm not saying that what happened to you, what was said to you, what was done to you was okay. Because it wasn't. If someone spoke horrible words over you, if someone abused you, if someone has betrayed you, that's not okay. If someone has taken advantage of you, that is not okay. If someone has lied about you, that is not okay. It was wrong. But by letting go, we're not saying that we're letting them off scot-free. That's not what we're saying. When we're encouraging forgiveness, we're not saying that that person that betrayed you, abandoned you, abused you, lied to you, that it was okay that they did that. It's not okay. God weeps with you. He sees your tears. He has seen your pain. But holding on to unforgiveness is only going to hurt you further and longer and deeper. And will that person's hurt you enough? So don't allow that pain to continue by holding on to unforgiveness towards them. And well, unforgiveness, what it does is it impacts our relationship with God the Father. And Abba wants to take us up that mountain. And he wants us to experience an amazing adventure with him. And he has so much that he wants to offer us. He has so much that he wants you to see. No eye has seen, no ear has heard. All that he has in store for those who love him. So he doesn't want unforgiveness, bitterness, rage, anger, vengeance and revenge to hold you back from ascending up that mountain. The key to being free. The key to being free is to open up this suitcase, to have courage and say, I am ready, God, to lay this heavy weight, because that's what it is, of vengeance. I am asking you, Jesus, to take this from me. I no longer want to waste my time and my energy trying to think up creative ways to get this person back. Instead, tonight, I want to choose to lay it down so that I can be free. And the perfect example of this is Jesus. Luke's gospel, we read Jesus. How does he respond to those that pierced his hands and feet with nails as he hung on a cross? He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, forgive them. They arrested him. They tore his clothes off him. They hurled insults at him. They abused him. They spat on him. They made him carry his own cross through the streets to Golgotha, the place of the skull, where they took a hammer and nails and they hammered him to a cross. And how did he respond? He says, Father, Forgive them. Last week, when we looked at pride, we talked about the fact that Jesus had been criticized, and we talked about how Jesus had been humiliated, but he responded not in pride, he responded with humility. We talked about last week about the fact that he was more concerned at how that was hurting their heart. He said, forgive them. We are to overcome evil, dear ones, with good, not with more evil, not with revenge. Romans 12, if your enemy is hungry, what are we to do? We have to feed them. If he's thirsty, give him something to drink. Do not overcome evil, but overcome evil with good. Instead of seeking revenge, instead of trying to think up ways to get back at them, we instead, as Christ followers, are being called to love our enemies. Now, I know that's tough. It's really tough. Let's be honest, it's really hard, isn't it? It's hard to like those that have hurt us, never mind love them. But that's what we're being asked to do in this situation. To the people that have wronged you and hurt you and disappointed you and let you down, God is encouraging us to love them. But I know from my own experience that this is impossible. It's impossible without Christ. But let me tell you something, if you have Christ in your life, if you are living for Jesus, He is the one that will give you the strength and the courage to let it go and to lay it down, because you can't do it in your own strength. So what are we going to do? How are we going to let go of vengeance? Well, 3 points for you this evening. Number 1 is this. We're going to pray. And we're going to pray for those people that have hurt us. And as I said, it's not easy to love your enemies, and it's not easy to pray for them, but we're going to fake it till we make it, as I say quite often. We're going to keep bringing that person before the throne of grace and mercy until we actually mean it. And if it means you need to do some mirror work, where you sit in front of the mirror and you look at your face as you say the words, Lord, help me to forgive this person, and you name them. Help me, Lord, to forgive this person for what they did. And you can get personal, and you can get specific, and you can say exactly what it is that person did to you, what they spoke to you, how they hurt you, and you speak that out in prayer, and you lay that person down before God, and you ask God to give you the courage and the strength to help you to forgive them, because the unforgiveness on your heart is only creating a heaviness in your heart, not theirs. Yours. We don't want that. God doesn't want that. I don't want that for you. You don't want that for yourself. So we pray for our enemies. Now you might be saying, Debbie, I haven't even got the words. I haven't even got the words. The words aren't even going to come out. Well, go and seek the prayers that Jesus prayed. The prayer that Jesus taught us, the Lord's Prayer. If you can't verbalize those words to pray over Jimmy that hurt you, then you pray the Lord's Prayer and you put his name in there. And pray every day until you start to feel and experience a shift in your heart. By praying for that person that wronged you, you are releasing instead of holding on. You are releasing that person into God's hands. You are trusting God with them. You're trusting God with that situation. You are no longer nursing it. You're letting it go. Holding on to anger and resentment and bitterness towards them, well, it's only going to keep you tied up in emotional pain. Prayer shifts our focus. So can I encourage you to start by praying? Number 2, I said it earlier, the key here is trusting God. So it's about trusting in God's timing. It's about trusting the fact that He is a God of judgment, that He is a God of justice, and He will deal with the wrongs of this world. He will. Psalm 37 says, "Be still before the Lord, wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Refrain from anger and turn away from wrath. Do not fret, it only leads to evil. For those who are evil will be destroyed, but those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land." What can we take from the words of the psalmists? Surrender the situation to God. Do not take matters into your own hands, because God is all powerful. He's omnipotent. He is all seeing. He is ever present, and he will deal with the situation. That's what the psalmist is saying. That's what he's encouraging. He's encouraging you to lay it down and give it to God. And number 3, release the raw emotions that attach themselves to vengeance and seeking revenge. The raw emotions of bitterness and anger and rage. What does it say in Ephesians? Get rid of it. It says, get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, brawling, slander, along with every form of malice. Instead, it says, be kind, compassionate to one another, forgiving each other as Christ forgave you. We can forgive because Christ forgave us. Because Christ forgave us first. We love because Christ loved us first. We forgive because Christ forgave us. So, ladies, what are we hearing? What are we hearing tonight as God's daughters? He's calling us higher. He's calling us deeper. He wants to bless us. He wants to give us a fresh perspective. He wants to give us fresh eyes to see. He doesn't want us to continue to be fixated on the problems. He doesn't want us to continue to be fixated on the pain. He doesn't want you to continue to be fixated on that person and what that person did to you. He doesn't want you to waste another moment of your life trying to think up creative ways. And some of the ways that you've thought up have been incredibly creative, or how you're going to get them back. But can I just encourage you tonight, let it go. Because let's be honest, that'll never happen. Locking them in a dungeon, that's not going to happen. That's just your fantasy. It's not going to happen. You'd be better off praying and releasing it into the hands of God, because we want to ascend. We want to go on that wonderful adventure with God. We want to reach the summit, but we won't. We won't be able to go up that mountain if we're carrying around a rucksack filled with vengeance. The Lord is saying it's time now. It's time to let go, so that you can go higher. It's time now. And I don't know how long it's been. I think for one person, at least in the room tonight, it's been a long time. You've been carrying it for a long, long time. And the Lord is saying, enough is enough now, dear one. It's time to let it go. So I'm going to invite Gabriella to come back just now. And what we're going to do, as we do every week, is we want to just create a space. I'm not going to say any more tonight other than pray. But we want to create a space this evening. We've heard from God. We've heard God's truths. He wants to set you free. He wants you to walk in His beautiful freedom. He wants you to lay down that which is burdening you. And in particular tonight, He's asking us to lay down vengeance and revenge. He's saying, trust me, dear one. Trust me with that situation. Trust me with that individual. Trust me. I will give you the strength. I will give you the courage to forgive. Let me ask you a question right now as you ponder it quietly in your heart. Are you ready? Are you ready? Have you heard God this evening? God is with you. He sits right beside you. He holds you by your hand. He's not asking you to do this alone. He's saying, I'll help you. I'm here with you. I will be with you when you let it go. It's been too long now. So Gabriella's going to lead us in this song. And this is your time. You can close your eyes. You can open up your palms in a position just to say, God, I'm letting it go. Lisa and I are going to go over to the cross, and we're going to stand over there just while Gabriella's singing this song. And if you need prayer, then come out and we'll pray for you. Or you can remain in your seats and you can just hand it over to God. But Jesus says, come to me. Come to me, all those who are weary with unforgiveness. He says, come to me, all those who are heavy laden with vengeance. Come to me, whose thoughts are plagued with revenge. Come to me with the wounds, where you've been wronged, where you've been hurt, where you've been disappointed, betrayed, abandoned, rejected. Allow me to heal those wounds, bandage them up, and set you free so that you may go higher. And then once we've taken this time to respond to God tonight, Susan will come and she'll close with a blessing. And we'll see you all again next week. But this is your time. It's time to lay it down and give it over to Jesus.